It's Sunday, the 7th of June, 2026. Good morning, all, and welcome back to the Weekend Hedge. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Sumit, and as always, I will be talking to you about some of the Forex pairs, stocks, and commodities, metals that we are trading, and what is our plan for next week. Right, so just before we get started, we are on TradingView, and that is the platform that we use for all our analysis. We are on the daily time frame. Of course, there are a couple of moving averages that you see here as the indicators. The first one being this purple line, which is the 200-day EMA, and then the red one, which is the 50-day moving average. So we will be using those to look at trends. Then we will be using the standard MACD indicator, which is here at the bottom. So you can see the histograms, the MACD line and the signal line here. I also have the 14-period RSI, which we would look at from time to time. So keeping it really simple, and we would be looking at um, seeing how we will be using these indicators. Right, in terms of the pairs that we are trading, so I've got them here on the right side. We've got currency pairs, we've got commodities and indices, and a bunch of stocks from different markets. Of course, so there are a lot of pairs here, so I wouldn't be going through everything, but I have picked out the ones which I am looking at trading right now or next week. So I will be looking at those. Right. So let us first start with the currency pairs. The first one being AUD and ZD. So we are, of course, on the daily time frame. We can see that this has been in a very good bull trend. It's been respecting the 50-day moving average. It's dipped below it, and it's now come up. The MACD and the signal lines are just converging, so waiting for that to happen to get in. There are some of my students here at the academy who've already taken a buy trade with this bullish engulfer coming in, and there are some others who've taken a buy trade with the price regaining the 50 EMA. But you can still get in, and in fact, even wait for the signal on the MACD to get in. This is should be a good buy trade to take. Of course, so you can put your stop loss below this swing low, or you can look at one of the other hedging and trade management techniques to protect your downside there. So that's AUD and ZD. Going to the next one, that is a CAD JPY. Let us look at that. Similar thing, a bullish pair with the interest rate differential between CAD and JPY. So the pair keeps going up. The MACD and signal lines are below zero. So we had talked about taking a buy trade last week. So if you're already in a buy trade, hold on to it. We are expecting an upside at least till the next resistance, which is at 117, 117.2 or so. And if you are not in a trade, you can pretty much look at getting in now for CAD JPY. Moving to the next one, that's CAD CHF. This has been in a downtrend with the CHF, that's the Swiss franc, being strong, but you can see that it has kind of been moving sideways ever since January. So it's like a sinusoidal thing, right? And it's narrowing. With the previous big bullish candle and the crossover in the MACD, I'm in favor of taking a buy trade and closing and start taking my profits as soon as the price hits the 200 EMA. So that is CAD CHF. Moving to the next one, which is Euro CHF. Euro CHF, again, we are looking at a short-term buy trade. It does have an overall downward bias, and you can see that the 50-day EMA is below the 200 EMA, a short-term upward bias. So it is a high-risk trade. So taking a buy here and probably looking at locking in our profits as the price hits 200 EMA. Okay, that's Euro CHF. Euro New Zealand. A lot of sideways movement here on Euro New Zealand. There is a case for a buy trade as we get the crossover in the MACD and the signal lines. We've got a couple of bullish candles. I would be looking at an upside and start locking in my profits as we start hitting the resistance levels above. 2.00 will be my first one, and my second level will be a 2.02 or so. The next one is NZD CHF. So a lot of Swiss franc pairs. So just keep that in mind because there is correlation. Um, Here we are. This has been a bounce off the 200 EMA. We're looking at further downside. We're getting this crossover in the MACD and the signal line. So I would be a seller. We're looking at locking in profits as we get to the support levels. 0.456 would be my first one. 0.454 would be my second, and then further below. So keep locking in your profits, keep moving your stop losses down, and that's how we would be looking at trading NZD CHF. NZD USD, again, a pretty strong case for a sell trade. I've got well, two pretty strong bullish, bearish candles, a bearish one there on Friday as well, cross on the MACD and the signal line. So I'd be looking at selling this and locking in some profits as we approach the next support level, which is at 0.568 or so. Right, so those are the Forex pairs that we're looking at. Let me just quickly look at gold before we look at stocks. So gold has been in this downward trend, right? So it peaked off at around 5618 or so in the end of January. After that, it's really not found its way up. It's been coming down, and it's come to this pretty important support level. It's just about to hit it, so I'm expecting it to have a little bit of more downside here before we can expect a bounce up. We did get into one trade on the 6th of April as a buy trade, still holding on to it. The MACD and the signal lines are still below zero, so that's the reason why we're holding on to it. But in any case, as we get the next crossover, we can probably be looking at another buy trade and use one of the trade management techniques to try and come out of this at break even or an overall profit. So that's an example of the trade management method there. Okay, so I'm not going to be covering all the commodities. I just looked at gold there. I will be talking about a few stocks. So let's get into them, starting with the American stocks. So Amgen is one which we talked about last time as well. In a buy trade, if you're not in, this is probably a good time to get in as the price has regained the 50 EMA and look for an upside. Try and start to lock in your profits as we approach the next resistance level, that 376 and 388. So that is Amgen. Target is another stock, and we looked at it last time as well. The stock is really sitting at the 50 EMA, and it's been moving sideways. So if you do get into it, the stop loss would go below these lows. Here it looks like a pretty good support level here at 118 or so, and look for an upside in target. Lloyd's Bank, the banking stocks have been trying to do better. They have been doing better. We did get into a buy trade earlier on in May, when we had the crossover of the signal in the MACD line, but the prices really move sideways. So you can choose to hold on to it and see if it reaches the next resistance level and try and lock in profits there. Or if you are getting a break even, would probably look at coming out of it as you're getting too much sideways movement on this stock. Let us look at some of the others. J&J. Now J&J is we've just got this crossover. on the MACD and the signal line. The price has regained the 50 EMA. So a pretty good setup here to go for a buy. The stop loss would come just below these swing lows. It's kind of even forming a double bottom. I can make a case for that and start to lock in your profits as we reach the next resistance levels, which is the first one being at 246 or so. So that's J&J. JP Morgan. JP Morgan, we've been, well, it's made a couple of higher highs finally, and it's trying to, and higher lows. So this is definitely a higher low, and this can make a case for a double bottom. This high was definitely higher than, whatever highs that it was forming there. It has gone over its 50 EMA. We've got the cross in the MACD and the signal line. So I would be a buyer, and I would be looking for an upside to the next resistance levels of 320, 326, and then finally into 337. So it would be a buyer for JP Morgan. Merck, which is a pharmaceutical stock, regained its 50 EMA, even though the MACD and the signal lines are above zero. But it was kind of, if you look at the histogram, it went into light green. It was about to get into the reds, but now we've got some renewed momentum. So I would be looking at buying this and looking at, well, at least a short-term profit-taking opportunity. So Merck, let's keep going. NEE. That's another one that we are looking at for next week. NextEra Energy. This is a slightly dicey one with the price cutting below the 200 EMA. Kept this one to keep an eye on, not looking at entering right away. We may be getting that cross in the MACD in the signal line. Both of them are below zero, so we may be getting this in the coming week. I would probably wait for this stock to regain the 50 EMA before going for a buy. So just keep an eye on that. Not an immediate buy, but one to consider in the week ahead. Walmart is another one that we are looking at. Again, a similar thing that we are waiting for this crossover in the MACD. The price has come down to its 200 EMA. This is a bullish engulfer, which is a very strong candle. Would probably want to see a little bit of more strength as the price regains the 50 EMA before getting into a buy for Walmart. Right. GSK, which is a UK stock. It's on the London Stock Exchange. Here you can make a case for a double bottom. We did have the cross in the MACD and the signal line in the month of May. If you're not in a trade at the moment, you can look at getting into a buy there, or even wait for a little while as the price regains its 50 EMA, and then look for an upside and start taking profits at the next resistance levels. The first one being at 2200, and then going into the 2270 zone. Right, so that's GSK. Axis Bank, so that's getting into the Indian stocks now. There is another European one which I have, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. Axis Bank, a banking stock, crossover in the MACD and the signal line. You can make a case for a double bottom. Probably if you would want to wait for the price to regain the 50 EMA, do that. You're looking at an upside and start taking profits at 1311 and then at 1379 as they are the next resistance levels. That's Axis Bank. Looking at Tata Steel, which is an industrial stock. Again, it's been respecting, as you can see, the price has been respecting the 50 EMA, and it's kind of been bouncing off it like a bouncing ball, right? So this 50 EMA has been providing good support. They're waiting for an entry. So so if the MACD and the signal lines, they come below zero and cross, that would be good for us. We get a bullish engulfer or an entry pattern to move um, or an entry candle, entry candlestick pattern, we would be looking at entering a buy trade in Tata Steel. Another two or three of them to go. So Titan is another one that I'm looking at. A pretty nice bullish candle there, which helped the stock to regain its 50 EMA. Crossover in the MACD in the signal. Uh, and we got this bounce from the 200 EMA, which has been providing good support as well. So I would definitely be a buyer for Titan and start looking at locking in profits as we get into this resistance zone of 4,550 or 4,500 to 4,550 or so. Right, so that is Titan. Looking at BASF, which is well, polymers and plastics. So this stock, well, there are times when it just keeps moving sideways. If you look at the last quarter of the previous year, that's what it was doing. It's now trying to move up with the 50 EMA, trying to create a gap with the 200. It's come back to the 50 EMA, so we are looking at a nice bullish candle here, and also looking at the crossover in the MACD and the signal line. If that happens, we will be looking at entering into a trade for BASF. Right. Siemens is the only European stock that I'm keeping an eye on. Still not a buy. But we are looking at the MACD and signal lines to probably cross over sometime. It may be in the coming week, it may be in the week after. Let's see if that happens. And for the price to regain the 50 EMA, and we would be looking at a buy trade for Siemens. That brings me to the end of this week's analysis. Now, if you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're keen on mastering these techniques, check out the trading courses on the website. There are, of course, one-on-one classroom sessions which I take with my students, and you will practice with me till you're fully confident. If you do have any questions, post them in the comments box below. And for daily trading of Forex pairs, join the free TradeWise Netter community, the link to which is also in the description below. Thanks, and I will see you next week. Cheers.